Hello and welcome to your SST class again, my dear students. So, we were somewhere in the middle of a very big incident that happened in India around 150 years back in 1857, near about, which we are talking. We have seen in the previous video that the Sepoys revolted, they rebelled, they mutinated, and they managed to capture Delhi somehow. They reached up to the Red Fort. They declared Bahadur Shah Zafar as their leader. In fact, Bahadur Shah Zafar's consent was also necessary. Bahadur Shah Zafar accepted their demand and he presented himself as a leader of the revolt at that particular time. Now we'll see on page number 57 how does this revolt spread into other different parts of country. Okay. After Britishers were uprooted away from Delhi, the things became silent for many days. There was not any big happening anywhere in India. The things became very silent. Maybe the Britishers would be became very weak and feeble. Yeah, Indians may be watching that. Let's see what counterattack they will be doing. Okay, so this silence can be of because of the uh, good decision of Indians as well. हो सकता है इंडियंस ने समझदारी दिखाई हो इस बात के लिए वेट करने में कि देखते हैं ब्रिटिशर्स अब क्या करेंगे. ओके, एनी हाउ फॉर दैट टाइम द थिंग्स went pretty well in for the favor of the Indians. Okay, what happened after that was all the regimental areas, all the cantonment boards, wherever there was army base camps, the revolt started spreading. Okay, like in Delhi, we have already seen when the sepoys reached to Lal Killa, they uprooted everything which they found in the way. Apart from that, in all the other areas as well, wherever they found Britishers, their buildings, their treasuries, their ammunitions, they looted everything and they destroyed everything. Same thing happened in Kanpur and Lucknow area as well. The sepoys of those areas also mutinated against their higher officials. Okay, in the places where army was not there, the local leaders, the local zamindars, the chieftains took the charge. Where there were small peasants and farmers, villagers were there. They gathered around these zamindars, these chiefs, okay, local chiefs, tribal chiefs, and they uh, revolted against Britishers under their guidance. Whose guidance? Zamindars, chiefs, and leaders' guidance. Fine. Okay. Now, in this scenario, what happened was some of the rulers which lost their power due to the policies of Britishers or by the conspiracy of the Britishers, they started jumping into the revolt because they had to take a revenge from the Britishers, what all wrong the Britishers did with them, like Nana Sahib. Nana Sahib claimed himself as Peshwa from Kanpur area. He came into fight from the Kanpur area and he proclaimed himself as one of the governor of Mughals. He proclaimed himself as that he was a governor under Bahadur Shah Zafar. Okay, Nana Sahib, if you remember, he was the son of Peshwa Bajirao II, who was refused to uh, get pension received from Britishers. Okay, Britishers refused to give him any type of pension after his father's death because he was an adopted son of uh, Peshwa Bajirao II. Fine. In Lucknow, the British Qadir, son of Nawab Wajid Ali Shah. Wajid Ali Shah also got a very bad treatment from the Britishers. So, in order to take the revenge of his father, he also became active in the revolt. He declared himself as the Nawab of the Lucknow province, and his mother, Begum Hazrat Mahal, also helped him a lot. And she in fact became an active leader in the Lucknow area. She coordinated the entire revolt of that area. She uh, supervised many meetings, many strategies. Okay, being a lady, she helped a lot in sparking the revolt in the Lucknow area. In Jhansi area, Rani Lakshmi Bai, of course, we have heard this name many a times in this chapter. She also supported the Sepoy mutiny to take the advantage against the Britishers to save the Jhansi because she know anyhow on any day Britishers would uh, grab away her territory by any of the treaty, any of the alliance. So she, along with Tantia Tope, fought against the Britishers. Tantia Tope was the general of Nana Sahib, and Tantia Tope was supporting Rani Lakshmibai to save her province Jhansi. Okay, we will continue more such names in the video. So please be with me watching this video and listening it. Okay, dear students, let's see ahead what all other leaders were there who were participating by their own capacity in this revolt. Everybody participated and everybody contributed in this revolt. To be frankly speaking, almost all the leaders giving away their selfishness, they fought really first time for the country, for the goodwill of the country, to outrage away the Britishers from India. Okay, let's discuss what all names are mentioned on page number 55. In Mandala region of MP, Rani Avanti Bai Lodhi of Ramgarh, she set an outstanding example of courage and bravery. She fought managing an army of 4,000 army men. She took a army of 4,000 army men and she revolted against Britishers in her concerned area. Okay. Now what happened was you already have came to know about so many small conflicts and fights. Rani Lakshmi Bai, Nana Sahib, okay, and Brijesh Kadir, this lady. Where the Britishers were lagging in every war was they were getting defeated almost everywhere because of their less number. Because sepoys has left have left their services, they were now not more loyal to them. So whatever handful of soldiers they were having, they were very less as far as the number of mutinated soldiers were concerned, as far as the number of revolutionaries were concerned, the rebel people were concerned. Rebel peoples were so many in number, and the British soldiers were very few. Britishers were imbalanced due to numbers. In Awadh area, one of the telegram was being discovered later on. It was uh, outposted on 6th of August 1857, of course. The telegram was written by Lieutenant Colonel Tytler. Lieutenant Colonel Tytler, sometimes we pronounce this designation as Lieutenant Colonial also. It depends upon the accent we are using, American accent or British accent. Fine. So this letter was written by Tytler to his commander in chief saying that our men's are cowed by numbers, means everywhere our Englishmen are thrashed away, they are chopped away, okay, like salads, like vegetables, because almost every village of India has sparked up. The zamindars who were loyal to Britishers before, the sepoys who were Britishers to who were loyal to Britishers before, now they have risen up against the Britishers. They have took arms against the Britishers. Okay, the zamindars who were few years back were servicing to the Britishers. Now they have started revolting against the Britishers. Now they are revenging back. So every villages of India, every cantonment board of India, every average city of India was revolting against the Britishers. So it was really a number game. Means inequality was very much high. The proportion was very imbalanced. The Britishers were having very few people who can fight for them, and Indians were huge in number. Okay. New leaders emerged in this scenario. Ahmadullah Shah Molvi from Faizabad. He revolted in his area. He also came down to Lucknow as well to spark the revolt, okay, to pump up the revolt. The Ghazis and the other spiritual religious leader, they also guided the revolutionary, the rebels in Delhi area. Bakht Khan, one of the soldier from Bareilly, one of the brave soldier from Bareilly, he also came down to Delhi to actively take part in the revolt against the Britishers. In Bihar, one of the old zamindar, Kuvar Singh, he fought battle against the Britishers for a very, very long time. For months, he continued fighting against the Britishers. So, dear children, this is the one of the point which I have tried to cover in this particular video. Okay, dear students, let's continue our video, our topic, our chapter. Now we are on page number 55. On the bottom of page 55, we have taken a new heading, The Company Fights Back. After this entire revolt was going on, each and every leader was suppressing in their own way. They were fighting against the Britishers. See, anyhow, the company was not going to sit quietly. Only their main problem was their main army has mutinated against them, and they did not had a manpower to fight for them. Okay, because most of the soldiers have turned towards the Indian side as they were Indian origin, so they were fighting for their country. So company was lacking the soldiers, the army. And since the company belongs to England, it was not so easy to bring a new army, yeah, loyal army from England so quickly to India, because in those days only sea route was the one of the medium to travel. Fine. So anyhow, after some time, company managed to bring the reinforcement from England. They bought an army from England, the army men of British origin maybe, and they tried to capture the things one by one, step by step. In the first step, they recaptured Delhi. In the month of September 1857, they recaptured Delhi. Of course, in Delhi, as you have heard in this video, Delhi, the Mughal emperor was sitting over there in Delhi. He was still the emperor of the throne. So he was being trialed, he was being questioned in a court. Okay, a trial was being subjugated to him as like a court case. In that, he was announced a punishment of life imprisonment, and he, along with his wife Zinat Mahal, both husband and wife, were sent to Rangoon as the punishment of life imprisonment. There, Bahadur Shah Zafar passed away in November 1862, okay, in Rangoon prison. Then, after capturing Bahadur Shah Zafar, it was still not a very easy task for Britishers to capture other territories. We have just discussed many names. Kanpur was there, Lucknow was there, Awadh was there. There were many areas which were yet to be taken under control. So it took almost 2 years for Britishers to keep fighting with this revolutionaries, with these rebels. Then after 2 years, the things became bit stable for the Britishers. What way? Let's see. Lucknow was taken again in the control of the Britishers in the month of March 1858. Then the other area of Jhansi, Rani Lakshmibai was defeated in the war. She was killed in the month of June 1855. There were few more couple of prominent leaders. We will be discussing them in the same video. Keep watching, be with me. We will be discussing those names shortly. Okay, my dear students, now we are almost at the end of this topic which we have taken. As we have discussed just now, that Rani Lakshmi Bai was being killed by the Britishers. She was martyred. She fought very bravely. She didn't give up till the last breath of her life, and she was fighting against the Britishers, and then she died. Same way, the same the same respectful death was being uh, met by one more another lady, Rani Avanti Bai. She also fought with same valor and bravery. She didn't give up till the last breath of her life. She chose to embrace her death when she found herself surrounded by the Britishers. Embrace her death means either she gave up her life herself or she fought till the last breath of her life. She did not run away or she did not surrender to the Britishers. She did not bow her head. उसने अपना सर नहीं झुकाया आखिरी सांस तक अंग्रेजों के सामने. Tantia Tope, the general of, not a general exactly, he was general of Nana Sahib, but in this war he was helping to Rani Lakshmi Bai. He somehow managed to escape in the jungles. There he stayed for near about 10 months. He continued fighting there in the jungle with the whosoever British soldiers entered in that area. He fought against them with guerrilla warfare strategies, with the hidden warfare strategies, and finally he was captured in the month of April 1859 and he was killed down to death. Okay. After that, the landlords, the zamindars were again allured. They were again allured by the British policy. What does the meaning of allured? Means they were again given some, type of a, they were shown fantasies, daydreams that if they surrender back again to the Britishers, if they again prove themselves to the loyal to the Britishers will return them their land and they will forgive their life. Britishers will not punish them. Britishers will again give them their previous position of zamindar and landlord. So in that many of the zamindars and landlords surrendered. Okay, they again became the like you can say the people who started serving again for the Britishers. Fine. Now at the last but not the least, hundred of the sepoys, more than hundred of sepoys, rebels, maybe the number would be in thousand and lakhs also. Nobody was sitting and counting over there. No proper figure was being available. So we can assume means thousands of people, hundreds of people from different categories, the sepoys, the rebels, the Nawab and Rajas, either they were killed or they were hanged to death. So dear children, that's it. That's it. That's much today we have here in this video explanation for you. There is not much left out in the chapter. We are already on the conclusion of the chapter. For concluding the chapter, I will be taking one more separate video, that is the aftermath of the war, that you will be seeing in my next video, coming up video. So that's it for this particular video for today. I hope you would have understood this entire scenario, how the leaders came up, from which area they came up, how the British suppressed their revolt. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.